Welcome to Super Chats. I'm Nick.
I'm Cameron.
I'm Carlos.
And this week, there's 2 Hololive graduations, and that's not the headline.
So hey everybody, welcome to the icebreaker portion of the show. This week, we have had what must be one of the worst months in the history of the hobby. It has been a bit since we've had an event occur that has united everyone together against one group of people.
It's been the worst month since Niji Sanji.
I really wanted to say that, and I'm glad you agree.
Yep.
So, odds are by the time this episode comes out on Friday, you've already heard, and there's probably a new Google Doc, but here at Super Chats, we recap you on the week that happened last week, basically. We're here now recording it on a Tuesday. We're going to try to get you up to date with what is going on with the Sinder situation.
And what a situation it is. Well, you have everything organized neatly in your own little document. That's a collection of all the other documents. But I would like to start by saying, if somebody puts out a Google document about you, it's probably a bad day.
You're cooked.
Well, at the very least, there's something happening and there's some accusations. You might be able to be like, wow, I screwed up, or wow, this person's so off base. Misunderstandings happen. Not all Google Docs are instant, killers of reputation. But if you have 5 drop about you in a day, something is gone horribly wrong, and there's not a lot of clawing that back.
Hey, fucking men.
So there were 5 documents at least to drop in a day.
And I think one of them is missing from this. Just chime in and make sure about it, because it turned out that one was more important than I thought it was going to be. Okay. So, I have gone out of my way to read through as much as I can about this. I haven't seen some of the streams that happened since, so I apologize. Let's talk about what's going on with Sinder and what I have interpreted and learned about it. I'm taking the lead on this, so if you don't like Cameron, click to this time code.
Thanks, I love extra work.
Yep, I know. You don't like Cameron either. You should click on that time code.
I might.
So, yeah. But I'm going to make sure my 2 boys still get plenty of time to talk. I have practiced doing this to friends. So let's go ahead. So I'm going to assume you don't know a whole ton. Sinder is a VTuber. You're up to date. She's a VTuber who occupies that ASMR gamer I'm a sexy woman space. I don't watch a lot of people from that space. And in fact, the only time I've ever seen Sinder or heard her voice was the VTuber Awards, where she was. So, don't know a whole ton about her. Never watched her very much, so I don't really have a horse in this race.
She was very popular, though.
She was quite popular. Hundreds of thousands of subscribers.
And
she was doing good.
And she was very in deep in the Twitch VTuber community.
100%. Sinder, she was one of the names you had to respect. You had to know who she was whenever you're getting in there. She's up there. She's doing her thing. She's someone you would know once you're into the Twitch space. And her model art has always been done by a singular person and a very hardworking artist named Nanoless. Now, I put this down because I heard other people say it. I'm hoping you two can help confirm it, because I did forget to double check. I believe Nanoless actually won the VTuber Award for Model Designer of the Year at the previous VTuber Awards.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Sorry, I really should have Googled that. I just read that on a couple Twitter comments during the fire. Nanoless is a...
Yes, they won VTuber Parent of the Year.
Thank you, Nick. Nanoless is a superb artist who has done a lot of fantastic models, frankly, some of the best. On top of Sinder, they have also done art for Snuffy, for Silvervale, for I think that's Fruit, for Buff Pup, for Zentrea. I always mix up the name with the lady in Spider-Man, and Iron Mouse.
No, you're good.
So this is a prolific artist who has done a lot of fantastic work. Getting a model from them is basically getting as good as you can get.
Buff Pup, Zentrea, as you said, Iron Mouse, Yoki, That being Yoclash. Yeah, just tons and tons of big work.
So, on April 26, 2025, Nanoless put a Google Doc onto their Twitter. The title was basically, I am no longer working with Sinder. So off to a fantastic start. And the document goes into detail as towards why they no longer wish to work with Sinder or her management. Basically, to summarize it, Red, who also goes by Redacted, who is Cinder's manager, had been reaching out to Nanoless saying a few things that were very concerning. They were basically going into that DM chat, telling them that Bao was stealing video editors from Sinder and wasn't doing well. I'm paraphrasing, but this is basically it. And Nanoless's document is full of receipts. Nanoless also asserts that anything Red does, you can very, very safely assume Sinder would have done or said on her own. The two are tied at the hip, you may say.
Everybody that has gotten involved with this has confirmed that, like, anytime they've been in a call with her or been there around her in person, that Red has always also been there.
100%.
I would like to quote directly real quick.
Absolutely, go ahead.
Redacted's messages. Quote, Bao has been getting on our nerves for a while. She hijacked our YouTube editor a while ago and is constantly picking up artists that we work with. Unquote.
Whenever I read quotes from this situation, I feel like Jim Carrey when the mask has leapt onto his face. Like I'm like seething. Like, what are you saying?
Quote, we wanted to try and safeguard our most important artist from her since she's already taken our editor, unquote.
So everything gets addressed in this document, baby. Rest assured. There's also a VTuber whose name was censored because at the time Nanoless couldn't secure permission to bring up the name because Nanoless was trying to keep people out of the drama. And the person whose name was censored, called VTuber1, Cinder and her team, Red speaking on her behalf, was able to get Nanoless to drop a commission they were working on for that person. So they were actively gaslighting and manipulating Nanoless to drop work with other VTubers. This went so far as them to try to just flat out make Nanoless exclusive to them without entering into a contract that would financially benefit Nanoless to actually be exclusive.
I believe at least the general deal that they tried to get Nanoless into was, if somebody comes to you with a commission,
come to us.
You are to cancel them, and we will take the spot instead. Which makes two things happen. It means it's trying to force them into working exclusively with Cinder, and that also means if you do that long enough, people are going to stop coming to you. It'll also kill your reputation in your business.
They were doing this specifically in a way that, one, they wouldn't have to pay Nanoless any extra money, because usually that's what you get in an exclusivity situation, is you're paid because you're now an employee. You've been hired.
Yeah.
And two, if it ever goes wrong or they back out, they still trash Nanoless's reputation as an artist who takes commissions, so they still get Nanoless more than anyone in theory.
Yeah, if you go to somebody and you're like, I want a model, please, and they go, sorry, no. And then you come back 6 months later and go, can I get a model now? And they go, still no. You're probably never going to go back to that person.
Yeah, 100%.
And I would also like to state, for the record, there's nothing wrong with exclusivity contracts
in
my eye. Just sign the paperwork and pay the person so that they're exclusive. Pay your fucking artists is what that comes down to. But if they're just at that point, they can be, hey, sorry, I signed a contract. I'm not taking anything right now as far as commissions outside of that contract are concerned. And everybody that goes to someone and they say that, they'll be like, oh, okay, that's fine then. And then they'll probably also be like, if they really want a model, they'll probably be like, hey, if that exclusivity contract ever dries up, let me know, and I'd like to hire you then. It's very easy to do.
You don't have to be underhanded about this. What you're trying to achieve has an above ground method.
Yeah, it's just a little more expensive for the people that are trying to get the exclusivity contract.
Red goes on to also literally give Nanoless a list of VTubers that are also censored at the time that they do not want Nanoless to work with. Literally just a hit list of a couple VTubers to avoid from now on. They allege that if Nanoless continues to make new models and work with other people as well, it will drive the value of Cinder's model down. as though it were stocks, as though it were merchandise. They also, just going through my little bullet list I have here, they accuse Shy Lily of dipping out of comms and ignoring saying Cinder on her streams, despite the fact that Shy Lily didn't have any difficulty acknowledging Cinder during a raid she received from Cinder's crew.
Lily had something to say about that.
Oh,
too.
We're getting there, hun. We are getting there.
Lily had a lot to say, which is well-founded.
Nanoless also had a conversation with Cinder about not wanting to do the exclusivity, but Cinder then proceeds to gaslight them about the canceling art thing, and that all Cinder was doing was looking out for them. In 2023, they also tried to convince Nanoless to take fewer clients for that value issue I had mentioned earlier. They also listed VTuber 1 as Cinder's closest competition, and that Cinder was sick of being compared to them. This Google Doc was powerful the moment it was dropped, even with only a few uncensored names on it, one of the biggest one being Bao there that we mentioned. This already painted Cinder in a terrible light. It made Cinder out to be this person who speaks behind her friends' backs, who was willing to manipulate someone. And this is just the first Google Doc. So how are we doing so far, everyone?
I do have one thing that I don't know one thing, and we might need to clarify it later on.
Mm-hmm.
But you did say that VTuber 1, who is currently unnamed,
Yep.
had a model canceled by Nanoless after this pressure was applied.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if VTuber 1... Okay, so VTuber 1, we're going to find out in a minute who that is. But also, this happened to Bao too.
Yes. Oh, it also did happen to Bao.
Yeah.
Bao had a birthday model that she was very excited to get and had received sketches and shared with friends. And then Nanoless...
There was merchandise already planned for that model.
And then Nanoless mysteriously canceled it. Huh.
Just say, I think the majority, if not all of the redacted names, eventually came out and said, yeah, this was me in this part. And practically all of them have said that they have had something canceled, that they now know why it was canceled.
Yeah.
I have decided to stick with the redacted nature of the name because I need to recreate the pop-off I had when I learned who VTuber 1 was. It was such a "are you kidding me" moment.
Go ahead.
The censored person came forward and said, "Nah, I'm comfortable now. Here's my Google document. VTuber 1 is fucking Silvervale." Another massive VTuber in the space.
Yep. Oh, I would like to also point out the original Nanoless document was 19 pages long in Google Doc.
And that was mostly fucking receipts.
Yeah, there was a lot of receipts.
That was Nanoless going, here's the shit to back it up, by the way. Receipts are vital if you're going to brew tea.
Yep.
So, let's go over this. Silvervale had almost never spoken with Cinder. They rarely spoke. Silvervale specifies she doesn't really like doing collabs. I spun through her channel, and yeah, that's pretty much the case. She just doesn't want to do a ton. She's a pretty independent person.
The title of her document is I Am VTuber 1.
Yeah.
Just want to point that out real quick.
The first time Silvervale met Cinder was at TwitchCon 2023, when Cinder just walked up to Silvervale during the end of her meet and greet and started talking to her. During their short conversation, someone took a photo and uploaded it to Cinder's Twitter to make it seem as though they are friends. This is pretty gross, in my opinion. Don't take a picture of me and say we're friends. No, we're not. Oh, and also, it's just so rude to walk up to someone's meet and greet and just, put all of this on them. Because they're trapped there on that screen. Following the meeting in October 2023...
It's like the one rule at conventions is ask before you take photos.
100%.
And just because they're the person's I've met Buff Pup and I've met Urika from Phase Connect at conventions, and both times I was like, "Can I get a photo?" I stopped and I asked one or two questions and I talked to them and told them they were cool. And then I was like, you mind if I get a photo? And they're like, yeah, okay, let's go. And then we did. It's literally, you just say, can I get a photo? It's very easy. Sorry, I just had to put that.
No, please.
Go ahead.
This is a conversation, not a video I'm making by myself.
Excuse me.
In October 2023, Sinder reached out to Silvervale's manager at Mythic and had the manager reach out to Silvervale asking if she was interested in collaborating. Silvervale politely informed them that she isn't interested in collabs. However, though, she was open to talking to Sinder in a social manner. She's not turning Sinder all the way down. She's just going, I don't really collab, but I'm cool with being Cinder's friend if she wants. This is already fairly nice from Silvervale. Continuing
keep it light, keep it casual,
Yeah, Silvervale has not had the best first impressions of Sinder. But Silvervale's going fine. Sure, I'll talk to her if she wants to have a normal talk. Sinder then sent a friend request and immediately began a conversation asking if Silvervale would be interested in collaborating or making merchandise together. Silvervale firmly declined and informed her that she was not interested in transactional relationships. I understand why Silvervale would take this tone at this time, considering how persistent Sinder had made herself out to be. And also, I believe there's another instance that Silvervale doesn't go over that a further document did from a whole different person. Anyways, Silvervale commissioned Nano for making a birthday model. However, Nano had to cancel, citing health reasons, which Silvervale was very understanding of. Nano was, however, manipulated by Red to do this. Red and Sinder... Oh boy, did I write this really...
This is about the Geary model.
Red and Sinder were nervous that Geary was going to commission Nano for a model. I would like to point out, this is another moment where I just fucking stood up and screamed, Geary? You're mad at fucking Geary?
Geary's the nice... don't get me wrong, her chat clowns on her all the fucking time, but Geary just seems like the nicest person ever. You know what I mean?
Geary is the sweetest, least competitive fucking person on the platform. She just wants to cook.
She will invite you over and cook you soup. That's what Geary's that's what she's known for.
And you're in your Discord DMs seething that the nice woman who cooks might make a model from Nanoless. She's not in your market. You're not competing with her. Grow up. Yeah, starting shit with Geary is insane. After Nano confirmed they canceled the model, Sinder messaged Silvervale saying how cute the new GamerSupps stuff from Silvervale was and how happy she was they shared an artist. Literally the day Nano was forced to cancel the model for Silvervale, Sinder had the fucking nerve to go, I'm so glad we share an artist. You don't...
You ever seen the movie Mean Girls?
She's a plastic.
I haven't, but I understand basically what it's about.
Okay. I've seen it.
There seem to be multiple instances of exactly that, too, where Sinder and Red had got their way, and then as soon as they get their way, they're immediately messaging the person that they just screwed over, almost to try and confirm that they got their way, and almost not gloat about it, but just kind of saying, hey, I'm the nice person. Whatever is happening to you, that wasn't me.
Purely just doing it either to gloat or to drive away any possible suspicions.
Yeah.
And both I find to be very upsetting. Welcome to Google Doc 3. Bao the Whale 2 has replied. In March 2024, Bao announced that for her Subathon goal, she was going to debut a new model made by Nanoless, like we mentioned earlier. Nanoless, however, announced that they were not able to physically work on it due to health and mental issues. Bao had messaged in a group chat, and Sinder did not reply or even attempt to comfort Bao. Where otherwise, they were fairly chatty because Bao thought they were friends.
Yeah.
Bao addresses the claim about the editor, since Sinder had said that Bao had stolen an editor. Kaiser is the name of the editor, and they were a mutual editor shared by Sinder and Bao. Kaiser brought up that Sinder had offered him an exclusivity deal, And Bao encouraged him to take it because it would have been more money than working for both of them. And it was in a public Discord call that Bao had with her other editors that every single one of them could back up. It did occur. Bao supported her editor going to Sinder if they wanted to. There was also something I forgot to mention earlier. Sinder is very proud of the Boss music video. Boss Rush? I think it's Boss Rush.
That I'm not sure of.
I'm going to say Boss Rush from now on. Correct me in the comments if I got it wrong. It's her doing a music video, and they had an animator in it that did a very good job on it, named Sacramore.
Boss Rush is the name. You're good.
I'm so good at this. So Sacramore was an animator that worked on that, and they were working with them since 2023. In 2024, Sacramore had reached out to Bao, asking to work exclusively for Bao in-house, citing that they wanted to do simpler work, stop receiving emails from VTubers asking them to work for them, and focus on their personal projects that they wanted to get off the ground. This is very understandable, and it's literally just them that wanted to do it. Bao wasn't stealing someone. So insane.
Okay, I have stuff to say about
Go ahead.
The whole Bao situation, first of all. Bao's document, a lot of information in there. You can also watch her VOD. There's one uploaded on Bao The Whale VODs on YouTube. It's about an hour long, and it's called Bao's Honest Feelings About the Sinder Situation. And I would encourage you to watch that if you have the time and the interest in this, because, oh my god, it's basically an hour of Bao crying, and it's terrible. It's very painful to watch. It's very difficult, and it really drives home the fact that Bao and Sinder were really good friends, and like Bao trusted her implicitly with a lot of information, with a lot of things that she doesn't just talk about on stream or with other people. It's a lot of trust was there. They were friends.
Yeah, I tuned into a bunch of this live actually, and it was rough because she basically said that like now everything that Cinder's done over the years makes sense.
I heard about that.
She was known for not showing up to important events for friends.
She was rescheduling whenever there was like big collaborations.
She was known for rescheduling big collaborations almost purposely to cause problems with it. That's something that Shy Lily really ripped into her for, because they did that with Lily's collab where they opened the V card packs.
Oh god! Oh boy, we have so much more fucking venom. Oh
and
my
just,
god!
And again, she was also known for whenever friends had problems and needed help with things, that she was never there.
She was fair weather as fuck.
This sucks so hard. This whole fucking situation is ridiculous. But just hearing Bao talk about how like she was being messaged from Shy Lily that they needed to talk, and Bao was like, I'm having surgery. I can't right now. Because Bao was literally getting surgery like a few days ago.
Like she's yet to catch a break.
Yeah, and she's got a whole lot. I mean, there's a lot going into that as well. You can learn about that as much as you want to, but basically, Bao had an IUD, and it was causing a lot of issues with depression and other issues with her, and so she went to have an operation to have that removed, and like obviously she probably wasn't feeling at her best at that particular moment. Just emotionally, physiologically, all of that stuff playing in. And then she finds out that someone that she's trusted implicitly for years is... Now, this is my interpretation. This is me putting a word out there. Sort of a shitbag. That's a little judgy on my part, and I admit it. But this is the third document that dropped in today. And also, I like Bao. Why would you be mean to Bao? Fuck you. Sorry.
So
I injected a little of my own emotions in there too.
Oh, it's all good. I have a lot of feeling for Bao, and this is just a terrible time.
The point is, my heart goes out to Bao. I'm really sorry that this is happening.
The next major document is one I feel we can go over in shorter detail, though it's definitely not of significantly lesser weight. It's not in the big Google document right up I had, but I just looked up her name to remember. Spite, you may know, is a Cerberus VTuber who in her early days, she had a model that wasn't quite up to her original design that caused for her to look a little bit like Sinder. Did you know looking like Sinder is a crime?
Punishable by excommunication from Twitch.
This poor girl went through hell as Cinder's fans would constantly come and harass her. And I know what you're thinking. Surely Sinder wasn't encouraging this. Did you know there was a tweet that was extremely rude to Spite and Sinder liked it? Did you know Sinder went out of her way to click like on a tweet telling Spite terrible fucking things? Wow, that's professional behavior. I too like tweets telling my enemies things. Horrible. Spite also goes on to allege that despite Sinder saying that there are other Cerberus or Hellhound VTubers ripping her off, a lot of models that Sinder released that looked a lot like Spite's models came out months after Spite's models. So for the most part, Spite would do her own original thing, and then Sinder would release something eerily similar, and all of a sudden it was an issue. All the way from her comfy hoodie design to her goddess design.
Oh yeah, which she drew during a stream and then didn't even make into a model, and then Sinder made a model like several months later that like looked like that.
Yeah. So
bruh.
It could be a coincidence both ways, but Sinder really should not have dived into that. The next document I would also like to go over very shortly. I originally was not planning on it, but Sinder addresses this document as well, so it has entered into the official canon. There is a short, very messy Google document. Who is the person who wrote it?
Rayne.
Thank you. Rayne has receipts that Sinder was cheating on her boyfriend at the time, and also her boyfriend is red.
Yeah.
That's
sort of a big thing we never really got directly.
No, because the reveal was this document and people speculating on Twitter.
Yeah.
So, hey, Sinder in her past life did a lot of cheating. And also, yeah, read this Google document because it's funny, but also it is a little fucked up. Rayne posted this stuff. But Rayne does not pretend. They go, yeah, I suck and I shouldn't have done this too. I too suck in this Google document, but I kind of just wanted to share. Have fun, guys.
I would like to point out, as far as I read through it, there was no physical cheating.
There was no physical cheating at all.
It was definitely emotional.
There was emotional cheating. There was
sexting.
And there was sexting. I believe Sinder sent photographs, which he did not share.
Respect.
Yeah, you do not share that. He was just trying to be there for Sinder during a time he thought was Sinder getting ready to break up. Once Sinder became Sinder, the two stopped talking to each other, and the Google Doc ends with a clip of Sinder saying, "I hope you'll remember me when you're a big YouTuber." Oh boy. So yeah, this is a hurt person airing their stuff out. Their Google document's the only one that's written with like genuine anger and comedy.
I feel like that was definitely a moment of just like, well, since everyone else is
100%, but they did have some tea. For what it's worth, they threw in their tea, and it did make the tea better, but they probably shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Everyone else had the emotional high ground. This guy didn't. Like, free hands, like, tea, tea, tea.
I too have found tea.
I bring dark tea from the underworld.
Evil tea!
Oh
yeah,
my God.
The whole relationship was like the biggest nothing out of all this, honestly, because that's like...
I still say the cheating lends to overall character.
Yeah, this is a character witness.
But was not necessary.
There have been 3 professional references and a character reference.
This was literally everybody being like, she lied and cheated and was a mean business person. And then one guy walks in and goes, yeah, we fucked. Everyone's like, what? And then, okay, shit. Like, just out of nowhere from the top rope, and then you just continue on because they're out the door again already. Okay.
Yeah.
So you were saying...
I was just saying that this is like a personal thing. It's just like, yeah, it's not a great look, but the whole boyfriend thing is kind of irrelevant to this, honestly.
I mean, I will say, but go ahead, go.
Just like having relationships with people that you are also professionally involved with. I know a lot of people have issues with this. I've always thought that was stupid. A lot of people meet in the professional world. That is just how a lot of adults meet. It's stupid that people are trying to make that a bad thing. But,
I agree with you there.
But at the same time, like, this particular situation didn't make her look any better, for sure.
No, and I will say, this is the reveal of the Redacted and Sinder are in a relationship and have been, like, for 6 years or whatever at this point.
The entire time.
And that, again, if you're a VTuber and you have a relationship, that's your business. I don't fucking care. Do whatever. But that does lend more to the fact that they're gonna know what the other person's doing and saying.
Yeah.
And generally they agree.
And just because they're not just a manager and a person being managed, they are also talking all the time because they're dating. Like, that's how that works. You're going to spend a lot of time with the person you're in a romantic relationship with. Believe it or not. I mean, you know, long distance is its own thing, but whatever. I'm just saying it lends more credence to the fact that they know what the other person is doing. They're talking about these things, you know.
So, let's talk about the fallout before we get to the response. I double-checked Social Blade just now, and I don't know how to read this godforsaken website. I believe she's lost 28,000 subscribers on YouTube.
That's a good question.
Yeah, I don't like Social Blade.
I know she's been losing several thousand on both platforms.
Oh, this is upside down. What the fuck is this website?
Okay, let's just not even look at Social Blade. She's lost 2 million subscribers.
Yeah, she's down 24,000 at least in the last week.
She has lost a bazillion subscribers, and I saw one person upset that they accidentally resubbed because they didn't cancel in time. I shrug. The official Sinder Discord has been entirely locked down. Every single possible place you could post the message has been completely sealed. And as well, several people have begun to donate their merchandise or burn it.
I have seen so many posts from people that bought the V card sets trying to dump their Sinder cards.
Yep, those Sinder cards are going out the window.
Which means it's the perfect time to buy.
It is time to get in the V card.
Buy the dip.
In Sinder,
Christ.
Sinder, the day of the original document and all the other documents starting to blow up, had announced that, don't worry, tried true Sinder fans, my pyro pups, relax. My manager, Redacted, will no longer be working for me. The situation will be clear, and I will address this more further. Basically, preparing us for Sinder's response.
As practically nobody even believed the first part of that.
Not in the fucking slightest.
Nobody believed that she would actually just get rid of him.
So, this is not going to take long. First of all, in Sinder's response, posted on April 27th at 4:16 p.m. There are no screenshots. There is not a single receipt. Every claim she makes is unsupported. It is completely her just saying things and hoping the vibe improves. Bear that in mind. She claims that her boyfriend, which she owns up to being her boyfriend, Red, had manipulated her into becoming more... Sorry, I'm taking it very serious. She's attempting to apologize. Attempted to make her more business-oriented and claims she lost sight of the point of why she was doing this. She claimed Red was pushing Nano too hard and was the reason the toxic scenario was created. And claimed that it was Nano who canceled the comms. So it's not really her fault.
That person we bullied did it of their own volition.
It was victim blaming. It was fucking victim blaming. She also claimed she had nothing to do with the attempts to push towards the exclusivity work stuff. Which, shrug, no. She claims if she knew Bao and one of the names now uncensored, Cottontail VA, were going to get hurt, she would have stopped. She makes no such claims of Silvervale. she wanted to hurt her. Which, you know what, fair. I'm glad she at least owns that.
Yeah, I guess. Like, if you don't like somebody, why are you trying to talk to them repeatedly? If you hate someone,
hate them with your whole chest.
It's just like... you know who I don't talk about? The people I don't like.
Sinder claims...
That's also who I don't talk to.
Sinder claims she's quite upset that Nano never tried to reach out to Sinder professionally to clarify she was uncomfortable with the situation, as she never received a professional message from her. How professional were your messages? Yes, sorry. She claimed every time Red said we or us, they were just using it to get more credibility to push the artist harder. She then got mad at the Boss Rush animator again. I did not write any better notes about that. I think I was seeing red there. She claimed she was fine to have Nano working with other artists and was looking forward to having more sisters. She doesn't address it's just business. I'm glad I wrote that. She said that back during her past life, she had planned to make a pink and white wolf girl, but she had to push to a different design because Silvervale debuted her redesign, which made her a pink and white wolf girl. But pink, but also more blue. Ooh. And accused her of copying. She then goes on to accuse Silvervale of copying her design and personality. This is the point where I messaged the Super Chats Discord and I went, has anyone ever seen Silvervale get compared to Cinder?
And to be fair, yes.
I personally hadn't, but I don't watch Silvervale and I don't watch Cinder, so I genuinely wanted to know if she had a point here.
And that was the response was, oh yeah, that happens.
I appreciate you who reply on this on the Super Chats. I don't watch VTubers, so I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Cameron the tourist.
100%. Who the fuck's this?
Where did all this stuff come from?
I'm surrounded by quirky white girls. And they're coated with the sauce even.
God, they're so quirked up.
She admits to getting a petty grudge against Silver and pushed Nano to cancel Silver model, but she insists also that Red was worse about this. She claims she gave Nano refs before Spite's outfit debut occurred. Claims any possible plagiarism was from Nano. Oh my god. Offers no screenshots or proof of this.
Shout out to Bored Individual in the Discord. That's who was like, yeah, no, that happened.
Our Discord is incredibly based and filled with decent people giving us good conversation. I again thank you all. She also apologizes for the hate Spite got, even though she liked the hate Spite got. God, it's such a bad luck. She accuses Neantails of ripping off her design. Insane. And you are apologizing. Stop. She admits to cheating on her boyfriend with Rayne. She claims she was ready to move on, even though she didn't just tell him that. She apologizes to Vamp Peaches for not being there for her, another VTuber who was hurt in this situation. There's a section where she apologizes to each person personally. Looking back, I can see how my messages felt that way. She apologizes to Bao about not properly talking, blames Red. She apologizes to that one animator for Boss Rush, blames Red. She apologizes to Cotton and Shy Lily in the same paragraph, blames Red. I love being your friend. Present tense.
Optimistic present tense.
She apologizes to Silver, blames the community to pushing her to hate her. She apologizes to Spite, blames Red. Apologizes to Peaches, blames her social battery for not being able to keep up with her. And she apologizes to the fandom, blames Red. Control F her document. She says sorry 22 times in Red 39. Hello, Red. Let me know if you can find your dignity under that bus. You were just thrown under. What?
I think that
this apology wouldn't get me to forgive a McDonald's worker for forgetting my pickles.
I would like to say that Buff Pup had the perfect response. Buff Pup just said, bro, fuck off. It's literally the response to this that everyone immediately liked. Oh, sorry, it wasn't bro, fuck off. I apologize, I misquoted. It's, quote, dude, fuck off. Unquote. Now, that's a good response.
That's a fantastic response.
To this quote-unquote apology. This is a bad apology. I opened this document, and I saw that it was 7 pages long. And I went, this is going to be a bad apology. Good apologies are not 7 pages of waffling. That's not how good apologies work. Like, not even a little, not in the fucking same dimension.
Yeah, 2 other responses I remembered reading was Bao making a response saying, yeah, you didn't actually apologize to anybody in this. You could do that. And then Lily that was having none of it and just tore into it.
Let's talk about Shy Lily's response.
I want to talk about Shy Lily's response. And then I want to talk about, like, another response that I really liked from Grimmy.
Oh, I read Grimmy's.
Because I love Grimmy. Grimmy has the nicest soul on the planet. She's got.
Go ahead and read Grimmy's right now.
Okay, so Grimmy said, "Feeling insecure is rough, and it's hard to treat peeps right when that happens. I think you did the right thing by being open about your feelings, even if not everyone will be okay with it. I hope it can help you and your friends. I hope it can help you and your friends can heal." Grimmy is like the nicest person. Now, granted, Grimmy was not one of the people fucked over by Sinder.
Not at all. But Grimmy has a heart.
But she has a lot of empathy. She has a lot of sympathy. And I think that Grimmy looks at this situation as an outside viewer and goes, this sucks for everyone. And I'm really sorry that this happened.
Grimmy lived a lot of life very fast. And she has a very good perspective.
Yes.
Going into these responses, I would just like to quote a portion of one of John Mulaney's comedy acts. "The hard part about being famous and going through an intervention is that your intervention is star-studded." I'm scrolling through these responses and I'm just going, oh my god, fucking Sarue's here.
Shoto's here.
Fruit?
Centrea. Yoklash. Camilla. Megalodon. Tricky Wee.
Yeah.
Apollo.
Vshojo talents were getting involved too, so.
Yanners is in here.
Yeah.
Cottontail VA's response is, I'm so disappointed, dude.
It wasn't even a reply. Day of, Calliope Mori just posts, "I am so tired." Because she probably isn't allowed to reply to that shit, but good lord.
All right. Shy Lily's response. Now, Shy Lily, notably, one of the nicest people in the world. Just very, very sweet.
The day before Cinder's response, Shy Lily had a stream. And during it, she said she was not going to talk too much about the drama. Didn't want to go into it. Just wanted to keep having a good time. Cinder's response dropped. All I wrote for Shy Lily in my notes was she was not having it. In essence, she claims Cinder has been a very poor person all on her own. And also she was the reason the V-Card collab got rescheduled.
Yeah.
I would like to say that Shy Lily's 8 paragraph response to this was begun by, in a single sentence, "The absolute audacity is just to sit here and continue to manipulate and gaslight is absolute insanity." And then it gets a little meaner.
Yes.
It's just...
Which is fair. It's fair.
Scroll on Twitter. Click on any of the videos where they have added music to her little talk here. Oh my god.
You remember earlier you mentioned that Cinder had discussed other people rescheduling things and causing issues, and then Lily coming in and saying, you're the one that's been doing that.
If your Google Doc apology can be dismantled within one, mind you, blue membership size tweet, it wasn't a very good apology. Bao also reaches out and replies and says that Cinder is two-faced and did not support Bao when her model was canceled. And like Nick said earlier, Bao's been taking this very rough as she has effectively lost a long-time friend.
Yeah.
It's a very... Oh, go ahead.
I'm just saying, Bao's had she's one of the streamers out there that's had a really, really uphill battle in her career.
100%. I would now very shortly like to talk about another VTuber who dropped a tweet that was very revealing. There is a VTuber, actually wasn't two, or maybe just a person. I apologize. I'm just genuinely not familiar with them. They go by on Twitter, Aru, with U's. So, and this is my first time ever encountering them.
At Deputy Aru.
They say they are an angry streamer. And to very shortly sum them up, they didn't have a lot of friends, but Cinder was one of them. And they met during a Twitch Rivals tournament. They hit it off and became good friends, and became even closer during TwitchCon 2022, where they spent most of the day together, just them, Cinder, and Red. Cinder noticed that Aru was mutuals with Silvervale, and asked Aru if they could get the two introduced together. So they go together to Silvervale's meet and greet, and to Aru, this was the world. They didn't have a lot of friends or a lot of social interactions. They were homeschooled. It felt like a special gesture, and it became very important to them. And I'm just paraphrasing their tweet here. Aru was a good friend and went through with messaging Silvervale about the collab. And Sinder kept following up and asking, hey, did you message Silvervale? Is the collab going to happen? Did you figure anything out? And Aru just didn't really know what to do. It was a lot of pressure just to kind of set this thing up. By 2023, they had basically stopped interacting. And Aru seeing all this stuff happening, it just made everything clear that even all the way back then, Sinder was just using them to get closer to Silvervale. And it's just, what is this girl's damage? Why is it so hard for her to just make a friend? If you haven't yet, please look up Aru's tweet. And if you do nothing else, scroll to the bottom and read the screenshots, the Discord DMs. Because even this tweet has fucking receipts, by the way.
Yeah.
These DMs broke my fucking heart. Seeing how happy Aru was to have this nice friend. Only to know this friendship, like so many others, was purely transactional to Sinder at the end of the day.
That's, to sum up everything that's happened, it feels like everything that Sinder has done from the very beginning has been calculated business. Mm-hmm. And she has been treating everybody not even like partners. She has been treating everybody like business adversaries from the beginning.
She treats this space like it's cutthroat. She acts like it's such a terrible place where you need to fight, where you need to make friends that are going to get you higher up. And as soon as you finally climbed over top of them, thank God, you can finally kick them to the side.
Yeah.
Where are you going? Where are you climbing? And are you going to be comfortable being all that high up, all that alone? And what's this all for? Where's the love of the game? Where's the whimsy? Don't you want to make something funny? There are so many VTubers who are chill and happy with what they have. Some people stream to audiences of 5, and that makes their week every week. That's their favorite 5 people. How do you even feel about your audience at this point? And back to the Silvervale comparisons. Neanners even fucking chimed in and said, hey, Sinder, you know who's been okay with the comparison? Silvervale. It's never once gone under her skin. She's never even mentioned it to me. What's your damage, girl?
And I think that's where it all boils down to, is the fact that you can climb over a mountain of people to get to the top, but you'll be there alone. And once everybody realizes everything you did to get there, you're not going to be there for long. And this is just pure evidence of that. A rising tide lifts all ships is a very old saying that I ascribe a lot to. Treat people with kindness, treat people with respect. And if you're literally having a transactional discussion, which is fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
People have those all the time. But don't try to make it out like you're really good friends with somebody in order to get what you want. If you want to be introduced to somebody and you go, hey, you know that person, can you get us to talk to each other? That's fine. That's normal. That happens every day. And people love that shit. Like, that's great. But don't act like you're going to be super close friends forever if you're just like saying, hey, can you introduce me to this person? That's not a good way to go about that. Just, be upfront and honest and be like, hey, I want to talk to that person. Can you help me out? Like, that's fine. Just don't take advantage of people. Don't abuse their kindness, and treat people with respect. It's very straightforward. And also, like, I don't know. I think I was talking about this in the Discord the other day, and I was like, I think where we're at, like, we can chase drama all day long, and that's basically what this is. But this is the only time we're going to talk about the Sinder situation unless something explosive happens.
We have always had a stance. We will only talk about drama when it's news.
Yeah. And this is like the biggest news of the week outside of the Hololive.
We would seem silly to not at least talk about it.
Yeah. And we're going to try to provide the best information we can. We're going to try and only use first-party sources. Mm-hmm. And at the point where everything is just he said, she said spin, then we're out. We're done. That's the way we handled the Niji-Sanji situation last year. We definitely had to talk about it. There was no way we couldn't. But after 2 episodes of it, frankly, we were all just like, everything is sad now, and people are just making shit up and getting mad at each other.
Yeah.
At that point, there's no pluses to talking about that. It's the same with this story. We've used all first-party sources. This is what everybody has said, either during their live streams or on Twitter or whatever, in their documents. And this is where we sit. The one thing I would like to say is there's like 5 steps to a good apology, and Sinder fucked it all up. That's my standpoint, is that at some point, you know what Sinder could have done? Issued a good apology and then been like, I'm going to take some time off and figure some shit out. That's literally the only move to make in this
She
situation.
could have asked ChatGPT and it would have done a better job.
Let me tell you, and I told you guys this. This is what I sent you. I was like 3 steps to a good apology, and then I was like a 4th step, and then I added a 5th step. And we'll go through that. The first thing you do is you just demonstrate that you know that you did something wrong, and you acknowledge it. Cameron, I shouldn't have said those words about you. I shouldn't have called you a stupid doo-doo head. It was wrong of me. It's hurtful towards you. And I'm sorry for that. I said those words. That's step 2. Accept responsibility. So I said those words, and I shouldn't have done that.
It wasn't your manager, Carlos, who said?
No, I said that.
Okay. Carlos, I'm so sorry.
Step 3 is apologize earnestly and honestly. I'm very sorry that what I said hurt you. I shouldn't have done that.
Okay.
Step 4. What are you going to do different in the future? I'm not going to call you a stinky doo-doo head. I know that hurts you, and I won't do it again. Step 5. Mean it. I mean what I'm saying. I'm going to make sure that I don't. If I do slip up and accidentally call you a stinky doo-doo head, I apologize. I'm trying to get better at this. That's all you have to do to apologize. I think a lot of people have never actually done a good apology. No one, like, there's a certain, like, kind of person out there that has never apologized and just has no experience with it. But it's not that hard to honestly say, oh no, I fucked up and hurt someone. That was bad. And then reflect on it and then actually apologize well. It's very straightforward.
Before her statement came out, before Cinder's, quote, apology came out, I told the two of you, this is going to go one of 2 ways. The less likely way, a real apology. The more likely way, she's going to double down.
She's going to double down, throw her boyfriend under the bus, and then eventually dump him.
And
that's how this is going to go, probably.
It almost always goes that way. And yeah, she didn't double down as hard as what a lot of people do, but she still doubled down.
Yes. Now, again, my standpoint is it's 5 steps to a good apology, but you have to mean it. Step 5 is you mean it. Step 5 is you're actually going to do better. You know what I mean? And she didn't even hit step 1, for fuck's sake. So step 5 is not even a possibility at this point. Also, when I said a 7-page document isn't a good apology, it isn't. Because what you do is you make a good apology. It's like a paragraph. That's literally it. And then you go and if you actually want to mean it and you're trying to do better, you go to each person privately and then apologize to them directly again.
100%.
Like, because you have to actually be trying and you have to be attempting to make things better.
And it's going to be difficult. Some people won't accept your apology.
Some people won't accept it. You're going to have to eat some crow. It is what it is.
A part of meaning it is being ready for that.
Yeah. It's called accepting responsibility for your own actions and not blaming it on your fucking boyfriend.
My closing thoughts are as follows, and then we can talk about the other headlines, because this is a busy week.
We've only spent an hour on this.
That one guy spent an hour 30 minutes. When the VTubing hobby first started to really take off, when I started watching Hololive Myth, I had a thought. It was a scary thought that one day VTubing was going to have just as much drama as normal streaming. Even at the time back then in 2021, normal streaming was filled with drama and he said, she said, and all this nonsense. And I knew it was going to come one day. So I tried very hard for, at the time, to focus on what I liked about VTubing. What I liked about VTubing was that it had a different sense of community to it. VTubers in the indie space have always had this different feeling to them. Like, yeah, we're all kind of cool. We can hang out with each other sometimes. We all like anime, at least. That's something to build off of. VTubing at its best had this amazing feeling, this electric feeling. Whenever the very rare Nijisanji Hololive collab happened, it'd be like, oh, hell yeah, there are no walls. There are no barriers. Everyone loves each other. And it was never perfect because pockets of drama would still pop up. There are even some names we brought that had their own drama, their own moments where things went wrong, and they too had to apologize, but have since moved on, have since done better, have since improved. Or maybe they haven't. I don't know. I don't watch VTubers. All of this is to say the VTubing community has finally gotten big enough, has finally gotten to the point where drama bubbles are starting to pop. It's had enough history and time for the people who dived in when Hololive Myth took over to finally start revealing the second face they were wearing. And I think as a community, we need to strive to do better than our ancestors. Do not let this turn into normal streaming. Normie streaming is a drama-filled nightmare where watching a streamer gets equated to supporting child murder. I don't want to feel this way. VTubing is special to me. I like a lot of these goobers. A lot of them make me very happy. And I have so little left.
Can I jump in real quick?
Go, Craig.
Do not attribute to malice what can easily be attributed to idiocy. Now, what I mean by that, very simply, is most people aren't actually evil. They make mistakes and they're kind of dumb. We're all kind of dumb. So if you go to your favorite VTuber on the twitter.com or x.com, whatever, and you go, oh, wow, they're still following Sinder. Do not then say, what a shitty fucking person. What you should say is, they probably just don't realize. Mm-hmm. Because most people don't really track who they're following. Like, that's not how it works. So yeah, that's just one simple example of, like, sometimes people, they just don't realize that they like still following Sinder, or they still have some level of support for them, or whatever. And even then, it's not really your place to tell people who to follow on Twitter. You know what I mean? Like, give people a little bit of grace. Everybody needs a little bit of grace.
Yeah, I've gone onto Twitch a couple of times and looked through my followers, and it's like, oh, I'm still following them. I probably should have not been doing that anymore a few years ago.
Yeah, I mean, like
that's happened to me often.
Yeah, you log in, you're like, see one of those names, and you go, ooh, unsubscribe.
Yeah,
but sometimes it takes weeks, months, years to notice that you're still following them. So that happens a lot. I'm sorry, Cameron.
No, it's all good.
I feel like you were still driving towards something.
I'd pretty much had arrived at my key point. So going forward, since you are viewers of Super Chats, do your best to strive to be the best person you can. Give your Oshi the benefit of the doubt and hear them out. Remember that this is a rare community we have, and it won't last forever.
Exactly.
So do your best to be a part of the reason why it lasted a little longer. Also, if you have Sinder merch, donate it to Goodwill.
Or somewhere. I don't know. Give it to a kid. Kids love plushies.
Unless the plushie has large breasts. Maybe hold back on that.
Oh, yeah. I didn't think about that part. I don't think the plushies have large breasts, do they?
You want to Google?
I wouldn't. I don't.
Like, Sana doesn't have, like, I mean, it's if she doesn't have them.
Yeah, I mean, you never know.
Yeah, people do be freaks, don't they?
People do be freaks. Amen.
Oh my god.
I mean, you used to think that, I mean, mouse pads haven't been cleaned for decades, so.
That's true. Well, so long and thanks for all the fish, Sinder, I guess.
Adios.
That's really shitty, the way she treated people. And she's been silent for days, basically. She put out the apology and then disappeared. I expect that to be the case for a while.
If something truly new happens that we feel is important, we will probably do a brief explanation and discussion in the future, but this is the bulk of it. And unless something absolutely insane happens.
So where, I guess, do you guys fall right now? What are you feeling? because I'm at the point where I go. I didn't care about Cinder that much, anyways. I thought it was cool she cosplayed herself. That was neat. That's about my exposure to Cinder. My response at this point is Cinder made Bao cry. I fucking don't like her anymore.
Yeah. My thing is
that's
like,
my thought.
For me, I'm at the end of this. I'm ready for the next subject. I never watched Cinder. I always had a weird feeling about her, but not a bad feeling. She always struck me as a little off. I don't see how she's ever going to come back. This is sad. She's definitely not going to work with an artist ever again, let alone a VTuber. Book's closed.
Fair enough.
I mean, the unfortunate thing is, and I guess it's not always necessarily that unfortunate, but you say you don't know how she's going to come back from it. The absolute worst people that do the most horrible things never lose their whole audience. She will still be around.
She will be around.
The most upsetting comment I saw was, "Oh God, she'll be back in a month as a right-wing pundit."
Yeah, I saw that one. I laughed very hard at it.
I was like, "Oh no, she's gonna make the swing."
At least she's gonna let me know which Withering Waves updates are woke.
Thank God.
You're right. I should play the based and whatever pill, brown, whatever the fuck too. Was it Brown Dust?
Brown Dust.
That game is pornography.
Rename your game. Your game currently stands for poo particles. Brown Dust is the worst name ever came up with. Just make the dust any other color.
I've never.
Why is it brown? What's in the dust?
Corpses.
Listen, okay, the second I'm done having my meltdown, we should start talking about the other stuff, or else it's not going to fit in the show.
Okay, just melt down. You got
Making sure.
I'll give you like a minute. Go.
Hey, what's Brown Dust 2 known for right now?
Being pornography.
That animation where that girl has a huge ass.
Yeah, she.
I don't want to go from the name Brown Dust to ass cheeks.
I think you're a little off base, man.
It's a little bit of a fecal situation.
Nah, you're right. It's kind of weird.
I fucking despise the name of that game. And I already hated Withering Waves. What the fuck's a wither?
My favorite meme I've seen about this recently was there's two kinds of gacha games right now. Genshin Clone or Hentai.
Bro, I wouldn't even play Azure Lane in public because of the loading screens. And I loved Azure Lane. All right.
Welcome to the second half of the podcast, everybody.
Transition.
It's tomorrow.
Yeah, Shion graduated.
Oh.
Bye, Shion. I'm sorry that I didn't watch you more. You speak in Japanese, and I can't speak that.
The highlight of Shion's graduation, and the only note I wrote about Shion's graduation is Chloe came back to see her off.
She did.
Because she's an affiliate.
That was beautiful.
That was so fucking nice, actually.
Incredibly based.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Based and orca pilled.
I was really glad to see her again.
Yeah, it is always nice to see the stinky orca. She's the best. She's better than me at everything. Yes, this was Shion's graduation stream. There was also a personal message from Yago, who looked sad and gave her a diploma.
During Gura's graduation, Yago is going to take off his arm and give it to Gura.
You've earned this. Rip. Other highlights from this stream include a handwritten letter from Pakora, probably a get out of war crimes jail free card.
It worked for her.
Why was Chloe summoned with a toothbrush?
Why was Chloe summoned with a toothbrush?
So I don't know. Shion's just like, all right, we're going to cast a spell now. We're going to do a summoning. Pulls out a toothbrush. You hear her brushing her teeth into the microphone. She sets it on the ground, casts a spell, and now Chloe is there.
Because it's like any amount of cleaning.
SDE, I need your input because you're the one that knows about the JP branch a lot more than I do.
You're either gonna.
Also, I saw that your models on Twitter, and they're very, very nice.
Oh, sick.
He does train models. He paints them himself.
That's badass.
Yeah, they're very nice.
God damn. Why are all of our fans cooler than us?
I was parasocially counterstalking.
Watch us and we'll learn everything about you, bud. Yeah, I saw it, by the way.
Just like every VTuber.
Hey, Cash, exists. I saw it. Go back to sleep.
What did Cash... No, I don't want to know.
I know it. It's between me and me.
Yep, there you go. Shion also deeply apologized for being sick and taking a long break.
Girl, it's whatever. We get it.
This made me really sad because she like really gave a deep apology because she basically said that, like, she took this big long break and then she felt bad about it, not like being away from the fans, and also it felt bad because it felt that Hololive was moving on without her.
Oh God!
Because
difficult.
they still continue to have big events and were continuing to grow, and she felt like she was being left behind, just taking a break that she genuinely needed.
Yeah. It's a very difficult situation, especially with companies like this that are just putting out so much content that the moment you stop for any reason, getting started again is going to be very difficult. I think we're going to find out that's a lot of the problem for a lot of folks when it comes to this. That's why Callie never stops, I think, because she knows that if she stops, she's going to have trouble getting started again. That's usually just like, what's the object in motion will stay in motion? I'm blanking right now.
I know what you mean.
The second law, or whatever the hell. Or who cares? No, the second law is entropy can only increase.
Entropy. That's the word.
Oh, hey.
It's entropy. If you stop moving, it's hard to start. An object in motion tends to stay in motion. An object at rest tends to stay at rest. Ever stop going to the gym and then try to start again? Same. She did sing a bunch of songs, though.
Yeah.
She sang Mikazuki. If you could become someone's heart.
I would not.
Mela. Sorry, the exclamation point. Mela! With Okayu and Kurone. She sang If I Could Become a Constellation with
I would not.
Fubuki and Suisei. But you could live in the sky.
I'm not becoming anything.
Okay. I Touched an Angel with Marine. That's a personal admission, but also the name of the song.
Colorful with Pecora.
You can have the next one, Carlos, because I don't want to read it. It's long.
Ano Yozura Patrol Team.
What is that?
With Ayame, Subaru, and Choco.
Yeah.
Following that, she sang Sparkle with Chloe. Chloe again rejoining on the stage. Following that was Sinoyu, The Final War. Then there was Just One Voice. Then Mage of Violet. And finally finished it off with Shio.
I think it was Shion. I might have missed a letter.
Shion.
Self-titled.
She sang it live and started crying. Mm-hmm. And then she flew off to the moon. Thus leaving the rest of us humans here to simply miss her.
This is like the reverse of our usual episodes where I go, I sure hope we don't have to talk about another 3D live after this. But instead it's, oh no.
Just sad.
I didn't watch a ton of Shion. Every clip I saw with her was gold. She was great.
She was heavy JP side.
Yeah. There was nothing there for...
She spoke very little English, and that's fine. She didn't have to. It was always nice when she did. She was married to Gura.
Yep, she was. That was her onion wife.
We'll be following her soon in graduation. But yeah. I don't know. I'm sorry to see Shion go.
Yeah, 100%.
One of the oldest...
Joy.
So one of the oldest talents that was there, and it made sense that Yago made the big efforts to give like an in-person video call for her.
I guess Yago had a tea party recently.
All right.
Where he just invited all the talents, and like this was like his one time of the year where he just talked to all the talents and was like, what do you need?
Following these graduation stuff,
yeah,
Yago has just dead ass spoken with every single every single talent and gone.
Yeah. He's like, literally come in here and talk to me. And like Kanata even said that when, like, she went in and was like really, like, Kanata went from crying in a recording booth to talking to Yago because she was so overwhelmed and frustrated. And Yago was just like, we're addressing everything that you're saying right now. Like, it's already in the works. We're fixing what's going on with what you need fixed.
So what you have to do with a company like this.
Yeah. And that's the thing is like Lamy and Nene talked to him as well. And I don't know. I hope that it's a positive change is the net result, because it feels like I can't imagine Yago isn't frustrated right now. You know what I mean? Like, he's the CEO of the company and he's seeing talent walk away like they haven't before. So
they've lost multiple of their biggest talents in their entire company all within the span of a year.
Yeah. And they've lost an entire branch of EN worth of people.
Yeah.
Basically, as well. Like on the EN side alone. So.
Yeah. Like a whole branch basically out of the EN side and what was like one of the top 3 of the JP talents.
I just imagine like he invites everybody in and talks to them and he just looks at the Indonesian group and is like, you guys need anything?
Oh, we're good.
Okay, cool. I'm glad
Thanks
to
for
hear
talking, dude.
Yeah, of course. If you're thinking about anything, just let me know.
Ollie raises her hand.
Yes?
Can you delete the fart tweet?
No.
Fuck.
That stays. That's your legacy.
I hate the fart tweet. It did so well.
Yeah, the Indonesian group is just like a whole nother species on their own.
Yeah, they just do whatever.
Yeah.
I think if all the branches gone to fight, Indonesia would win.
Yeah. Smallest branch. Hololive at 99% power is the Indonesian branch. Parentheses in street warfare. We've gotten a little off topic here. Thank you, Shion, for all of your years of entertaining people, and we're sorry to see you go.
Go rest up. Hoping the best for what's best next, yes.
Next, we get to talk about another graduation. This time it's Mumei. So this is the English branch. You know Mooms. You love Mooms. Everybody knows and loves Mooms.
It's a sad graduation if the plushie is within arm's length.
Yeah. We've got the scary Moom plushie over here. I'm going to ask Crony plushie to defend me in case anything goes wrong with the Mumei plushie. Thank you, Crony. Boy, Generation Promise.
Council Promise.
Council Promise.
Council
has
risk.
really fucking gone through it. We've said it a few times before, but they've got like 2 people left from
the
Council.
OG.
And now 3 people are left in Promise, and it's just rough. Then again, there's 3 people left in Myth soon, so, it's just bad feelings. Kiara actually was talking, believe it or not. She's been known to do that once or twice.
Perhaps about Hollow.
And she was saying that, like, somebody in the chat was like, what about combining generations? And she was like, no. Like,
that'd be gross.
Yeah, and she's like, we're Myth, they're Promise, that's it. Like,
it worked with Iris just because she was by herself.
She was also already probably supposed to be part of
She
that.
married
like,
Bae.
Yeah.
They debuted very close together, and they were already very close anyway.
Like within the week or something. It was like very fucking close.
Yeah. So, again, this sucks. Mumei is a fantastic talent. She's leaving for medical reasons. We know that. We'll talk about her graduation concert. We'll go over it real quick. She had over 100,000 concurrent viewers for it. Bunch of goofy 3D recreated clips. This was a short graduation stream. It was only like a half hour, I believe.
Yeah, it was a half hour.
Primarily formatted as a concert, but also like a bunch of like silly 3D recreations of clips and stuff, running around and doing stuff.
Yeah. There's a bunch of 3D clips of different past things. It was a little bittersweet because they showed a whole bunch of clips, and Fauna was in a lot of them, but then they had some like group skits that were remade for this, and like group songs with her gen mates, and because Fauna is graduated, she wasn't in any of them. So it feels really, it really hit me personally seeing these and just seeing that their group is just, like, actually just shrinking.
I will point out that all of these designs, like the plushie I'm holding in my hand, were drawn by Sana.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So legacy. I'm right there with you, bud.
I believe they actually, I don't know if it was from this or from a different one, but Sana was brought back up. I think it might have been in a different stream. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Sana has still been brought up in some of these streams.
Yeah. She's graduated and gone, but always a part, It's one of those things. Holomyth is always 5. Same kind of thing. Either way, songs. Departure from Hunter x Hunter, Fanza, Guitar Solitude, and The Blue Planet. Hello, how are you? I teared up at this, personally. Mm-hmm. After that was You from Higurashi. And then we had Departures by Egoist. And then Mumei with all of Hollow Yen.
Yeah. This was a stacked set list. Like,
it's very good, and hopefully someday we'll get to listen to it again.
Yeah.
Sony.
Just go to archive.org.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where it's been archived.org.
Currently, it's probably going to be a couple weeks before they fight with Sony to get the VOD back up again.
Yeah. Hopefully by the time this goes out, it's fixed, but we'll see what happens. And then Ina also had a final gift to Mumei. Yeah, you were right, by the way. All the music was fantastic. So.
Yeah.
Ina had a final gift to Mumei, though.
Yeah. So people actually pointed it out. Ina made an artwork of Mumei, just for a graduation gift, which it's now actually Mumei's permanent, post-graduation social media banner now. But somebody else pointed out that the artwork that she gave to Mumei for this was actually artwork that Ina drew for her debut. Ina drew this picture for Mumei's debut, and for her graduation, she colored it.
Yep, she did it on stream.
Yeah.
She did a silent drawing stream called Fixing Up Old Art.
Yep.
I will point out that Ina, being Ina, was also wearing her taco hoodie, which was fully zipped up. So it wasn't Ina, it was Mysterious Taco X, actually.
Can't see her face.
Yeah. It's drawing silently. It's Ina. The artwork is frankly flawless. It's beautiful. It's wonderful.
And also knowing Ina, she was probably actually crying the whole time doing this. So
yeah, it's entirely possible.
Also, if you are a fan of Pain, Mumei did do a stream before this, which was her real final stream since the concert's pre-recorded, where there were a bunch of call-ins.
No.
Yeah.
Nope.
Don't worry, Gigi Murin was there.
Gigi there.
Gigi Murin.
Gigi came there just to bring levity and cheer everyone up. Also,
everyone's like sitting in a pile sobbing, and Gigi kicks the door open and goes, "I brought sausages." Like that's like what.
Don't
Gigi
what?
does.
Sausages make things less sad. Have you ever been sad around a sausage?
Eat it. Eat it.
Fogo spins it.
I love Gigi so much.
And I don't know if it was after this stream or after the concert. Shout out to Narissa going live for one express purpose, and that's just to be there for people.
The title of her stream was a crying emoji.
Yeah. For me, it was a square. It didn't work.
Oh, I see. Yeah, it was just a crying emoji, and then like you just joined, and Marissa's just like, I just want people to have somewhere to hang out after or something like that, because it's really sad. And it's really, really sad when you just sit there by yourself with your own emotions and no one to talk to or think about it with. So, anyways, like, and God, Narissa is one of my favorite creatures. Like, no, well, let me rephrase that. Gigi's one of my favorite creatures. Narissa's one of my favorite women.
I don't think it gets stated enough.
And that's a term of respect.
It does not get stated enough. Narissa is one of the most important people to have joined Hololive.
Mm.
She's just rock solid. And we don't deserve her.
Yeah, I also love the fact that in that stream she was just like, I'm not going anywhere. Yeah. I'm really happy here. Everybody else that I've talked to is really happy at this point with where things are. Like she did a lot of really good reassuring and just generally helped a lot. But just in general, yeah, she's a rock. I'm sorry to see Mumei go. It sucks.
Me too.
And also it's a medical thing, so it's even suckier.
This isn't even her being done. It's just her body being done. She just can't keep up.
Yeah.
All the same, wish her the best. Whatever she does next, I'm sure it's going to be good.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it's been really sad too, because like so many of the conversations she's had with people for these last couple of weeks, she's been around and she's just been like doing karaoke and putting out covers that we'll go over a little bit later. And she's just said, I'm not happy with like any of this that I'm doing. Like she's at a point where she doesn't like her own singing anymore because of what her voice is like now. As a fan, like I don't notice that much.
Oh.
But when you're the one struggling with it, it's a different story.
Stuff that used to be effortless.
Yeah.
It's a very tough situation. I hope that whatever Mumei does next is joyful and she enjoys it, because that's what matters. I guess. I'm sorry to see her go, and it sucks that she's leaving. But I don't really have anything else I can add on to that, I guess.
She went out with a bang. 2 weeks of non-stop streaming.
True. Her and Gura also both confirmed, by the way, that they weren't part of Kiara's concert because they didn't know if they'd still be allowed to do that.
That was 100% the situation. Kiara had even clarified some stuff about that.
Yeah.
It was just a clusterfuck, and this concert was like already like miserable to get off the ground.
Very, very difficult to do. So, all right. Next up, Matara Khan is leaving Vshojo.
Yep.
She got shit canned.
She's getting kicked out.
Yeah.
It's not a mutual decision. Who knows why? We don't. And she has asked people not to speculate.
Yeah. As nonchalantly as I put that, don't get me wrong, I'm not exactly happy about it. The upside is that almost nothing will change for her as far as who she can collab with, her VTubing model, or her channels or anything like that.
She's literally keeping everything.
Yeah.
All she's losing is the channels of communication and possibilities Vshojo lended to her.
It's what Vshojo is known for. Even though it doesn't seem like it was a very good breakup, she's still being allowed to continue just like she always has been.
Which is good.
Yep.
Matara is one of the ones I like a little bit more. Even though I don't watch any of them.
Yeah. Unfortunately, she streams on Twitch and is therefore unwatchable.
Yeah. Be pretty cringe if I bought a shirt of hers.
Yeah. We all love Matara. And
a lot.
This is a weird and strange and one of those things where I just I saw the tweet and I was like, what the fuck is happening right now? Like moments. But like I said, on the upside, she's still going to be collaborating with people that work at Vshojo all the time. Like the biggest thing that's going to change is she's going to lose like the color scheme off of her Twitter, I think. And like her Twitter handle is going to drop the Vshojo at the end. So
that was my favorite part.
Yeah, for us as fans, that's going to be the biggest thing. For her, she's going to lose merch opportunities and some management stuff, I'm sure. Maybe she might have to get someone else to do her taxes.
She has been playing Minecraft about it.
If you want more information about it, you can go watch her stream. She's talking about it. So, Caspur Catacini has got... Okay, we're actually into good news. Officially debuted.
Caspur Catacini's debuting?
It's good news. It's good news.
My god, good things happen.
Yay.
So now we're moving into the next... We're moving past the sadness into... We now have these wonderful indies.
Yeah.
We have lots of great content still coming out.
That's true. Unfortunately, this is a male VTuber, and we will not talk about them ever again. You now know he exists. That's all you get. Moving on.
What's that say about us? We're guys.
I like women.
Me too.
Guys are okay, I guess.
Yeah, guys are pretty good.
Tell me about Caspur Catacini.
Caspur Catacini had been VTubing for a little bit.
It's like 8 months. Just a little while.
Just a little bit as a PNG model.
As a treat.
However, though, he has always specified the plan was to get a full model. It's no secret who he is. It's not even kind of a secret. He likes collabing with that one orc guy a lot. Weird.
You mean Professor Lando?
It's Professor Lando? Why did you just... He said it. He pronounced it on Professor Lando. And if you like Professor Lando, Caspur Catacini is more of that in VTube format. I caught a good amount of it, and I have to say, this is now my favorite model reveal of all time. The model's good, but it's not just because the model is good. He's a secret agent dude, cat thief, etc. Mm-hmm. And the reveal of him is him dangling from a rope, slowly going towards the vat of sharks, like a James Bond situation. There's finally a story reason to start with the feet and slowly go down.
I see.
And it is
Sorry, Nick just got to it on his screen and it made me fucking barf laughter.
And it is a gorgeous model, too.
It's really good.
It's what so high quality. Boy. He said that he's been trying to get this made for 2 years, and it has been a nightmare.
Bro, the layers, the animation, it's all really, really good.
Oh, my God.
Oh my god! As he turns, the shining, the light shining on the metal of his model like shifts realistically. Fucking RTX on for this. This is amazing.
He can like move his shoulders around, and it's almost 3D.
Thousands of dollars.
This is a Limu quality model.
It's really good. I wonder, did they say who his model maker is?
He did at some point.
Oh, I'm sure it's in here somewhere.
Also, I want to specify.
Oh, he likes Sonic. I've
heard some of his singing before, and I was on it. With this reveal was a cover of Ready, Steady, Go, the Full Metal Alchemist OP. It's a pretty good cover of it.
Oh, rigged by Iron Vertex.
Yeah, okay.
And drawn by www__planet.
Me, when I'm in a least Googleable name competition, and my competition is I can't even say that.
That doesn't seem right.
No. That doesn't seem it. Me, when I'm...
It was such a fantastic debut, though. Like the lore and the way he went about everything. It was just a giant comedy sketch too of him being a spy. He's the fourth best at the company. He's like, I used to be the third best, but then just recently I got dropped to fourth best.
It's the Flight of the Conchords, but we are the fourth best doing wherever the fuck comedy band in New Zealand. Yeah. We used to be third, but another one came out.
It is at www_planet or __ planet, by the way. That's their Twitter handle.
They draw a solid boy.
They do.
That boy is solid AF.
I do not believe they speak English.
That is a heckin' fine
best
boy.
I got.
Gosh dang, that boy.
Very impressive artist.
Oh, lordy.
He must have had a lot of trouble getting this done then, considering he got to his languages, and he's like, I speak barely English. That's it.
Oh, Saruwe did part of the voice acting for this.
Oh, fuck yeah. I thought I heard her. Sick.
Well, bonjour to you.
Sorry, Saruwe.
Bonjour, Saruwe. Can't even...
Buongiorno, mon ami.
Never gets old.
Never gets old.
I love it so much.
So, welcome to the boy collection, Caspur.
Oh, man.
That's a good boy.
That's a good boy. Bring up the banner. That's a good boy.
Sonic-thon coming soon. I don't like that note.
So he was still being dropped into the vat, and he was getting pretty far down into it, and he was talking because the rules for this was, in lore, he was supposed to be talking about himself, and if the person didn't like what he was saying, he would get dropped a little bit farther in. And he got done like ranting about something. He's like, I forgot to talk about Sonic in my likes. Gets dropped down further.
Excellent. Oh my god. Now, as a man who rented a theater to watch Sonic 3 with all my friends, I don't know if that entitles me to make jokes about autism. Cameron, can I get a judgment?
What do you need me to judge, my lord?
Am I allowed to make jokes about autism if I rented a theater out entirely to watch Sonic 3?
Now, normally the community would take a while to look at such an edict. However, in this case, you may pass judgment.
Okay. I don't feel comfortable making jokes about autism. It's 2025 and there's a list being made, I hear. This is no longer joking.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
We're not joking anymore.
Yeah, oh, God.
It's no longer funny. Shit's fucked. Anyway, anything else about Caspur?
I highly recommend you at least watch the first half hour where
it's
he
very
goes
solid debut.
Because the first half hour, 40 minutes is his actual comedy skit where he does things, and then he goes in and just chats for the second half.
Nice.
Looking forward to Fortnite Part 14, bud.
It's okay. He had to inform us all that he might be making a guild because they just announced a MapleStory Classic server.
Shut the fuck up, Carlos. Shut the fuck
We've
up.
now hit Carlos's special interest.
God damn it, Carlos.
Unfortunately, there's not enough time to indulge.
Yeah,
because-
sorry, Carlos. We don't know what that is. Moving on. What is that like a Harvest Moon ripoff? Is it like Stardew Valley? Maple Story.
Moving on to the news bits.
I sure hope the first news bit isn't relatively sad.
Each of us gets to say one thing about each story.
Yeah,
if
we have to
want
fucking go.
First story: Mumei and Gura have had their final Hologras appearances.
Haven't seen it.
There was a part in Gura's final appearance where Kiara had to cry in the thing, and she said that she actually started to cry, and that was really sad. It's a good video. It's worth watching.
Mm-hmm.
I will watch it.
They've been making these graduation hologras for all the recent graduations, and they have all been amazing. These have been a good mix of comedy and also just genuine, like a heartfelt goodbye to them. They're like 3 minutes. They're well worth the watch.
There you go. Anything? You haven't seen them, right?
Nope, I already said the thing.
Okay, cool. Enigmatic Recollection Chapter 2 starts on May 3rd.
It is literally the day after Gura graduates.
Out with the blue, in with the new.
That's all I have. I'm looking forward to it. Gigi, please make a slightly less crazy story this time. My heart cannot fucking take it.
GG, make it more insane. There will be an official 3D program the day before on May 2nd, Friday at 5:40 Pacific time, the exact day after Gura is set to graduate.
Yep, that's the note I wrote this week. You're welcome, Carla. I handled Cinder. It's fine.
Omocat is releasing Myth Plushies.
Yeah!
They're up for pre-order now.
Look at the set. Where do we put them? That's right. I'm not getting any this time.
I can't afford them. I bought a Switch.
They are really cute. Sorry, Omo. Release the shirts for Advent. Wait, they already did. Justice. Release more shirts for Advent too. She already deserves one more.
Give me another Kiara shirt.
Owie.
I like the one that you put out, but I want a different style. Alicia has a new outfit. I said we only get to say one thing, but I'm just going to ramble through this. She has a larger personality than ever, and by that I mean her tits are bigger.
Do you mind if I scream the word boobs?
Go ahead.
I'll do it later.
Okay. I'm allowed to say that because I'm aware of the burger tits fucking artwork. Are you aware of that? I didn't think so. She also got new hair. It's really nice. She has a bob cut and a side pony, and they're both really nice.
I will say I have watched a little bit of her and using this new model, and it is a very nice outfit.
Oh yeah, it's lovely.
I love this for her.
She's got pants now with like a big dress like flare on the side that she can remove, and then she's just wearing pants. Looks good either way. Also, there's patterns on her shirt that call back to traditional Polish clothing, and
that fucking
really
rules.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's overall a lovely outfit. I like it a lot. Very nice.
While we have Alicia's attention, I do love your German Shepherd. Very handsome.
I've been sending that to people. Okay. Utano Pandora has had 2 concert appearances in the past week, which is amazing. Great work, Panda. She was on Another Shiro's Another Fest 2025, where she sang Reminiscent, an original song by Utano Pandora. Also, she had a 3-song set on Cory Ojo's Isekai Cory's Vegas concert event. Also, Dianco was in that one, which I thought was neat. That's a friend of Alicia and another cool VTuber. But yes, check out Utano Pandora's amazing singing in these 2 concerts. They're both... there's VODs for both of them, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
Yep.
They're both archived on their respective platforms. Cory Ojo's is on Twitch. And Another Shiro's is on YouTube, I believe. Nene Amano is doing an uncapped subathon. Not for 24 hours, just very long streams.
Yes, as for her 4-year anniversary, and as of recording, that is still currently going on. It had just started the day before we recorded this.
Seeing as it's uncapped, I imagine it will go for about 3 years.
We shall see. I don't know. I haven't had time to pop in for too long yet.
Gotcha. Dizzy Dokuro from FaZe Connect is back. She was taking I believe it was a mental health break, is what she said, basically. So it's good to have you back, Dizzy. Missed you. and we are excited to see what you're going to do next.
Yeah.
There is a new JP indie group being formed called Weather Planet. One girl has a very familiar voice and over 400,000 subscribers at debut. That's a lot and is very impressive.
Yes.
Oh,
Who are these people? What are their names, Carlos?
and they're both Japanese?
Yes. This is fully Japanese.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So we will probably not be able to really cover them, but considering it is a very familiar voice, I felt the need to at least mention them.
Yep, worth doing.
The Ruka channel as well as Kanata channel.
Yes.
The two folks.
And Ruka is the one that you may recognize.
Yeah. Kanata has over 160,000 subscribers already, which
Yeah.
is, in one hand, very amazing, and I'm happy for her. On the other hand, I will never achieve that level of success. I'm going to be honest. There was a slight pang of jealousy right there. I was just like, man, I want that. Oh, well.
Oh, there's a lot of stuff you could start doing to change and become more popular.
Like what?
Found an energy drink company.
I could. How do you... All right, sidebar. How do you think they're going to handle that
Yeah.
at GamerSupps now that Sinder is... This whole Sinder thing has happened?
Shareholders are going to come together in a meeting. They're going to vote. They're probably going to kick her out.
Okay, that's fair. Because I think she was a partial owner.
Yeah, she is a partial owner.
Yeah, so that's...
At the very least, she's heavily invested in it. But Shy Lily also is too, and I really doubt they want to keep working together.
Yeah.
And also, Cinder is now unable to commission artists for tub art.
True. Okay, that makes sense.
That's my guess. We'll figure out how they do it. They might even lawyer up. We'll see. I don't know enough business.
Oh, the most spiteful thing I've ever thought. It's just business.
It's just business.
Yeah.
Oh. Upcoming events. Hololive World Tour 25 has been announced. Starts on July 12th in Sydney. That's in Australia. Well, there's also dates announced for Hong Kong, Vancouver, New York City, Kuala Lumpur, and also there's more that are on the way. I believe there's more announcements to be made for this, right?
Yes, there are.
So look forward to them coming to you, Lincoln, Nebraska.
You stay winning.
Gary, Indiana. Hololive official Star Wars collaboration is coming eventually. This will feature Corone, Noel, and Luna, who are getting, I believe, Jedi outfits, right?
Yes.
Which is, now this is coming from a place of extreme bias, fucking sick. They get lightsabers. Corone's is blue, Noel's is green, and Luna's is green by this image that is shown. Hashtag May the 4th be with you.
Yeah, they're going to be having a special program on May 3rd where they're going to actually go over details. Because all we really know is that there is a collab coming, and these three are the names that have been named for it.
Hell yeah.
Currently.
Fantastic. Look forward to that. Amane Kanata's first solo live has been announced for August 13th. Congratulations. That's awesome. Go check it out if you're interested in seeing or listening to Amane Kanata. And you should be, because she's a very talented singer.
Very good singer.
Very skilled, I should say. Alicia Delantano. Hey, look, she's back.
Oh my God.
Her,
Hi, Alicia.
her cover of End of a Life will be coming out on May 9th.
Let's go.
Based and Cali pilled. I'm sorry, my brain is bad this week.
You have a weird brain.
It's really upsetting. Music time. There's no fucking time for music time, but we're gonna hit it anyways.
We can just there's only a few of them that I actually want to go over more in detail with.
Okay. Is it the Marine video one of them?
Marine is definitely one of them.
Okay, Marine has a new music video. It's for a song called A Horny Money World. And brother, let me tell you, it sure is. Go ahead.
This is not actually a new song. It is a new music video. The song has been out for a while. At least it was part of her album she released a while ago. But it is another fantastic music video, as always. She does still... Every one of these music videos is like a borderline masterpiece. And this one, she went with like an older look to it. It's really, really cool looking. It's like less action-y and just more really weird this time around.
It's a really cool video. I like the part where she eats an apple in 3 bites.
It is so animated.
Yeah.
It is the most animated thing.
It's really hard to describe. It is a very, very good music video, and just like all of them, I highly recommend you give it a shot.
There you go. It's worth checking out. It is beautiful and wonderful. And also, one of the people credited under original images, which I assume means animations, is Ninamai Inanis. So there you go.
Oh, nice.
Next up, Suisei released Bloom in the Night.
Yep, it's another song that is from the new Gundam anime. I didn't know that she was responsible for more than one song. So
someday I will get to watch this anime. I want to see it so bad.
God damn it, Nick. Wake up. G-Cucks fans, wake up.
You're at the crux of that name.
I return to slumber.
No, Crony, get back here. You can sit on top of this. Nope, no, you can't.
No, you can't.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Anything else?
no, it's a good song.
Okay, Ruka and Hinata from the new group, what is it called? Weather Planet, have released an original song called Goodbye Forecast.
Yeah.
Any relation to weather hackers?
No.
Continue.
No, it's a very solid song. It's a duo original song that they released for their debuts.
Nice. Well, congratulations to them on this song and again on their debuts. Nene Amano has a new song called Don't Look Down.
Yeah.
I was under... You know what? That joke is very bad.
Yep.
Go ahead.
It's a very, very comfy, just like, nice, chill, supportive song, honestly.
That's good.
It's not like her other songs that have been metal. No, this is back to her angel style.
Yep. That's definitely a picture of her as an angel, and it's very pretty.
Yes.
That's what I've got from it. Okamoto Nagi has a new song called Spotlight. She is from Vshojo JP.
Yeah. I was just glad to see her around and see that she's, making some music now.
Heck yeah.
She was actually my favorite out of the Vshojo JP talents.
She has a gun.
She does.
Cool. Cover time. Mumei covered One Voice.
So Mumei put out a ton of covers for her graduation.
Mumei covered Gravity. Mumei and Karane covered Twinkle. Bei and Mumei covered Best Friend by Kana Nishino.
Yes.
You may talk about one.
I mean, probably the most heartfelt one was definitely the Bei duo.
Yeah, there's no way that wouldn't be the case, frankly.
Yeah.
Owie, owie, oof.
Yeah.
Didn't they have like a duo stream for Mumei's last week called, I think it was just called Owl and a Rat or something?
Yep. Yes. Those two were also together in her final Hologras.
Yeah. That adds up. They're good friends. Now I'm sad. You know what would make me feel better? If GX Aura put out a cover of Hai Yorokonde.
Yeah.
She did.
She did.
That's right.
Did you tell her to, or was she just doing this?
I mean, I really like the song, and I really like Aura's singing voice.
Wow.
Yeah.
So,
I knew you really liked this song.
The video's really cute.
Yeah. I love the video.
Did you know that when she announced this, I immediately replied, and I was like, "This is the story of sad or salary person Aura trying to pay for ketchup." And then she replied and was like, "There's a giant ketchup bottle in the video, actually."
I remember that. Yeah.
And I was like, "Nailed it!" And yes, there is a bartending ketchup bottle, I believe, at one point in this. Sorry, it's a soda bar, not a regular bar. She did a full breakdown stream afterwards, where she went through and she talked about all of the different references and went through the entire storyboarding process that she did for the video, actually. It's a really cool stream. It's worth checking out. It's also sort of just kind of a Zatsu. Anyways, fantastic video. Good work, Aura.
Yeah.
Shabel Tonya from Idol has covered Universe by Official Hige Dandism.
Yes.
What is this song?
Oh, it's just a nice chill song. There was a lot of chill songs that came out this week, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna add those to the document. We need them.
Perfect. Yeah.
She's got a beautiful voice. I still really love hearing anytime she sings.
Yeah, she does have a wonderful voice. You're right. So check that one out too. Poco Raccoon has covered Lowly God's Requiem. How did it take this long?
This was a donathon goal. They had to make her do it.
Okay, there's the dance. Yep.
Yep. It's fully animated. It's got everything.
Poco Beam.
All right, animator who wants to work for VTubers, learn to draw the dance.
I think the artists that did this pointed out that they've done this like 40 times.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure I saw a tweet about it.
Oh my god, was it Doodle?
At this point, they might just.
Oh yeah, it is Doodle, because Doodle. I followed Doodle on Twitter actually.
Yep.
Yeah, because they did Gura's too.
Yep.
And also this cute animation of Gura kissing Shion. My heart hurts. Why? Why am I seeing this now?
Oh man.
They should just wild take. Gura's graduating. Just give Doodle the Gura
What?
IP.
That would be great.
Just let Doodle do it, and then I don't know. He can hire someone to do the voice.
True.
He can figure it out.
Oh, Doodle's Polish.
Oh, neat.
Cool.
How was your dingus?
A lot of good stuff. Tell me of your schmingus dingus.
Did you enjoy the water gun fight or whatever?
Alicia, what the fuck is St. Andrew's Day now? You like teased me with it. And is golfing involved? Is like, or just tell me when it is so that I can look forward to learning that.
A lot of Polish culture is just like they did a goofy thing that everyone meant was like, was that fun? And the girls went, I'd prefer if we did like the water fight all at once. We don't have to wait for the next day to get the boys covered in water. It's like, all right, we'll do it all one day. That sounds like more fun.
And then they all said, "Yay, Poland!
Yay!"
They had a big water fight. That's my understanding at this point.
That's gonna be our collab with Alicia. She just fucking teaches us and then quizzes us at the end.
Tell me about, is it Jabluchnik? How is that legally distinct from...
So there isn't one pole that the land is about.
Okay, so Zarlotka is different then. These are my deepest cuts into Polish culture. Thank you for not hurting me. Excuse me.
We're going to have a long comment from her this week.
It's going to... Just throw it in the Discord. All right. That's not even my final discussion of Alicia Delantano this week, because we're about to hit our favorite stream moments of the week.
Favorite stream moments of the week.
All right. Everybody gets one. And that sucks because I actually watched like 7 streams this week, and I liked a lot of them.
So yeah, I watched a couple of Mumei's final streams.
Mm-hmm.
So the first one that I watched, she did a alphabet tier list. It was Mumei, Gigi, and Cece did an alphabet tier list. This entire stream from start to finish was utter chaos. The entire thing.
I will say that there's a level of like, what are they going to do? Fire me? That they start to hit, because I watched part of and we'll talk about it next week because I don't have time to actually get everything down on paper or anything, but I watched part of Gura's Holo Talk.
Oh yeah, Gura has just been going all out,
bro. She's like, the first thing she did was talk like it's just so good.
Yeah.
So I imagine at this point Mumei's just saying whatever the fuck she wants. Like,
you say that, but it was Gigi mostly.
I think Gigi's entire personality is, what are they going to do? Fire me? Like, that's just she made Callie say sex on stream 4 times.
Birthday.
4 times.
Birthday.
Sex.
Gigi brought an amount of sexual tension to an alphabet tier list I didn't know was possible.
That's Gigi. She's a little fucking pile of sex tension.
It looks like a boob.
That was her.
Thank you, Gigi. I just imagine that's like everybody's response at some point as they go, thank you, Gigi.
Thank you, Gigi.
Oh, man.
This is such a fun stream. Highly recommend it. It is. It takes them like 15 minutes to even longer than that probably to just start the tier list. because they just cannot do it. It is pure chaos.
Amazing. Yeah, that sounds right. I mean, also, it's just Hololive girls, and they like to yap at the start of their streams.
Yeah.
I like Kiara. If I see Kiara is going to stream a video game, I go, oh, cool. I'll tune in like an hour after the stream starts, and she might have started.
Yeah.
There's a chance. We'll see.
Well, then in streams like this too, you don't even know what's going to happen. They could start right away. It could be an hour. You could have Mumei starts drawing something. Gigi's like, oh, I thought that was a horse. Mumei erases half of it, redraws it. It's now two horses kissing.
Sure, let's go.
Evil and intimidating horse.
I'm curious about the note that just says it's flaccid.
Yeah, that was Gigi too.
That doesn't shock me.
She drew Mumei drew like a K or something, and Gigi's response was, "Oh, it looks kind of flaccid. It should be longer."
Why is the K leg not turgid? I don't get the chance to use that word very often. I got to take the opportunity.
I'm gonna turgid.
Oh, wow. I don't think we're that close. You might have to wine and dine, buy me a cake or something.
Wine and dine?
Yeah.
In that order? All you do is just match the tone, and it puts dread in people's hearts.
Thank you, Gigi.
Yeah.
Well, the only other stream that I watched this week was another one of Mumei's. It was her Holo Talk with Kiara.
I still have not gotten to sit down and watch this start to finish. I saw bits and pieces.
It's long. It's
2 hours.
It's almost 3.
Yeah. Which, I was watching the girl one today, like I said, and then we left and had dinner and then came back and it was still going. So.
Yeah. Yeah. It was really nice. They had some nice conversations. Mumei was just being Mumei for most of it. They did actually, one of the more fascinating things they brought up was they did talk about the early days of Council. And Mumei just straight out gave some information that we've kind of known that it was kind of chaotic in the early days. Mm-hmm. But she said specifically, the members of Council met 3 months after their auditions. They met their singular talent manager that they had.
Yeah.
They had one talent manager that also was shared with Iris.
Mm-hmm.
And they met their talent manager 2 days before debut.
Yeah.
That all of them had to go to this one manager for anything.
Yep. That's the way it was in the beginning, because Myth had, I think, 2 managers. Kiara went into detail about this a couple weeks ago. When Myth started, they had 2 managers, and they were split between the talents. And then I think one of the managers ended up with 4 talents.
Yeah.
At some point. So,
yeah, but they did clarify that that's not how it is anymore.
I've been handed devastating news.
And Narissa? Is she going to Off-Kai?
Narissa's going to Off-Kai. Now, that's good news.
It's
Don't get me wrong.
fantastic news.
Personally, it's devastating.
We don't have money.
Because I do not have the money to fly across the country.
And if Nick doesn't go, I can't go because I'm scared of the sky. And California, frankly.
We're driving it.
Fuck you, we're driving it.
It'll only take 4 days one way.
I don't want to be in a wow.
If we team drive it, we can do it in 2.
I wish someone would team drive me away from here.
My family used to drive to Texas for our family vacations.
We used to drive to Tennessee. I'm sorry, I've taken away a lot of what we were talking about. The point is, though, there was a Kiara and Mumei Holo Talk.
Yeah.
The revelations we've gotten recently about the early management is insane, by the way. It's crazy. There was 3 managers for 2 generations of talent.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Now they've all got individual managers, by the way.
Yep.
Just so you know that. I imagine that Hachama has 2. Because how else would you handle that?
She's gonna need a third one. Remember, she's 3 people now.
That's true, actually. Fumoco, weirdly, no manager at all. They don't need it.
Bow bow.
Hololive was like, here's your manager. And they're like, we're okay, bow. Yeah, we figured it all out, bow.
We ate the last one.
Send another. We're hungry.
Bow bow.
Oh, man. So, yeah, early Hololive was insane, frankly.
Yeah. Yeah. If you just want to know more about her, though, this is a good stream. But I think they genuinely started making her mad because they kept bringing Overwatch up.
Overwatch.
Mumei has
the solitary thing Mumei knows.
She has strong feelings towards Overwatch, and people know it, so they don't let her forget it.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing, was just like immediately after she announced her graduation, somebody was just like, so you're going to bully people into playing Overwatch now? And she was like, oh, I can do that.
Oh my God.
And she started messaging people and being like, I'm graduating. You have to play Overwatch with me before I do.
She said she's had like 3 or 4 people now message her asking to play.
Yeah.
But, leading up to her graduation.
Well, I would too, honestly. I'm playing. I'm going to miss you. So I would do the same thing. Still, really cool. I love Kiara's Holotalk series. Holotalk is one of the reasons I absolutely love Kiara in general. That's one of the things that got me interested in her as a talent. So I recommend checking out every episode of Holotalk. They're all really good, honestly. All right. Moving on, Globy Generation 2 Solstia's first anniversary stream, parentheses and Allah update, happened. I think this was on Saturday. I watched it. It was a game show. The Solstia is comprised of 4 VTubers: Rhubarb and Custard, Bonnie Barkswell, Kiri Kilovolt, and Alicia Delantano. We call her Allah. We talk to her all the time. They had a game show. Kiri and Alicia made up the rules for it. And then they added a secret rule and turned down the opacity on it for the official announcement.
Okay.
So if you zoomed in real hard and adjusted the contrast on your display, you could see the hidden rule that Bonnie and Rhubarb didn't know about, which was the loser gets a Batsu. Or a punishment game, as it's called. So, that was the secret that started the show, was they started by telling Bonnie and Rhubarb that, hey, there's a punishment game. The way the game works is that they're given a prompt as a group. And then everybody, all 4 of them, have to vote for who they think fits the prompt most appropriately. So the prompts are all most likely to, right? And the person with the most points at the end is the loser and therefore has a Batsu. Many questions were submitted by the audience, including most likely to end up on an international most wanted list.
Mm-hmm.
Rhubarb.
Oh.
Be bait in a zombie film. Rhubarb.
Oh, no. Oh,
Sleep
dear.
with a stuffed animal.
Oh, dear.
Bonnie.
Okay.
After the voting, Alicia said, I sleep with a stuffed animal. Everyone was like, damn it. The next one was where I got involved. I'm skipping a few here and there, but I'm giving you an overview. The most likely to potato.
Okay.
I would.
Which everybody, like 5 seconds before this prompt, Bonnie said, I believe it was Bonnie, might have been Kiri. Either way. They said that they had gotten a lot of weird questions that just were about potatoes. And so Alicia hadn't gotten any points. And again, I think it was Bonnie said, the first time we get a potato question, I'm voting for you, Alicia. And everyone else agreed. Alicia was like, okay. The next question was most likely to potato. This is where I jumped in the chat and was having a good time.
We are a part of the news.
Because everyone immediately voted for Alicia, as they had said they would, while laughing and saying, I can't believe that just happened. And then I just simply said, Alicia da potato.
The potato.
To which she saw that I said that and said, you fucker. Hi, that's me. I'm you fucker. And Kiri broke up laughing and then replied to me in the chat and just said, let's go.
Nick Tato.
This was a proud moment for me. I had a lot of fun. This stream in general was a lot of really good times. Very fun. Other prompts that followed, most likely to make 1 block jump for raw chicken rather than 1 block vertical jump for raw beef.
Oh, never do the jump for the chicken.
Bonnie.
Parkour.
Because Bonnie, and immediately Bonnie was like, I have questions. And everyone was just like, it's you. She was like, what does that mean? And they were like, no, it's you. It was already determined. It's you. Most likely to set 1 million alarms and sleep through them. That was Rhubarb. And then it ended up being a tie between Rhubarb and Bonnie. So they had to have a tiebreaker question, which was most likely to spend a obscene amount of money on a single item of clothing. And then they were talking back and forth and talking about voting and everything. And this one was just, I think, finished by poll in the chat. And then at one point, Bonnie was just like, yeah, just don't tell them that I spent like 300 pounds shopping today. And then everyone voted for Bonnie. Thus, Bonnie got the win-loss and has been assigned a Batsu. She has to play, I believe it's Nikkei, because she likes Nikkei a lot, with an eye tracker. And every time that she is a pervert, which I would have no knowledge of.
None.
Every time she looks where it is naughty to look, she has to take a bite of mushroom soup, and she does not like mushrooms.
Oh, I'll do it.
Sorry, Bonnie. That's funny. That's the Batsu. Real quick, other things I watched. I watched Shibby play Oblivion. She played the original, not the remaster.
Okay.
Very funny.
Very funny. Man, what's the fuss about this?
After an hour and 40 minutes, she died a whole bunch, and she was like, fuck this, and then she just chatted for a while.
Oblivion's rough. You kind of have to have some foreknowledge going into it. You can literally level yourself out of the content.
She got into an Oblivion gate in an hour and 40 minutes.
You can. You definitely can. Go straight to Kavach.
Then she immediately started dying a lot.
Yep.
I watched Herb, who sang a karaoke for her birthday. It was beautiful and wonderful. Also, there's birthday merch for Herb. That's Elizabeth Rose Bloodflame.
Elizabeth Rose Bloodflame.
Elizabeth Rose Bloodflame. It's an All That Jazz acrylic diorama stand, a Locket pin badge, a Lit Top In It t-shirt, a Rosarian Shield keychain, a voice pack, and a bonus postcard. The limited edition is sold out. You'll get a foil stamp if you buy it now. The artwork for the diorama stand is a lot of leg and a little bit of dress.
I'm attracted to woman.
Yeah, sorry. She's very pretty.
Big on woman over here. I'd make a burger restaurant.
And you get a Japanese card with her face on it.
With woman.
I also watched Mercy Modiste, who did an anime recommendation stream. She had Coke bottle glasses, buck teeth, and she had a finger going up and was very actually about everything. Go watch it if you need some anime recommendations. I think she recommended Tenchi no Tamago. Or Angel's Egg. At one point. Anyway. There you go. That's what I watched. Cam, did you watch anything this week?
I know. Unfortunately, I think we've gone over basically everything I watched to some point. I dedicated a lot of time to researching Sinder and watched other stuff.
You did our write-up for that.
Yeah. I watched some of the streams too with reactions and stuff, but not enough to really have concisely stuff going on with Nova and sorry, I had a Freudian slip. Let's just get straight to it. Dr. Nova, I hope the authorities don't find you for what you've done to Portugal and Spain.
Okay.
It's most upsetting.
You have ruined the lives of millions of people by cutting off their power. Be more careful of your experiments in the future.
Excellent. And thank you for watching. We always really appreciate it. Let's look at some comments from last week real quick.
Also, what are your thoughts on the Picola that we have been?
Oh yeah, I forgot about
drinking
that. We've been drinking Picola this whole time. It's good. It tastes like ginger snaps.
It tastes very medicinal, like a tea flavor. It's satisfying.
I've got enough to make 2 more big containers of it.
It's good. Highly recommend it. You can't get it. Go to Japan.
Oh my god. All right.
Okay, boys. Lock the fuck in.
Ryolith, the Taco Eats delivery driver. We've talked to them in the past and shouted them out because they did a really good job creating a playlist of 397 videos recapping the Hololive GTA RP.
Yep. Very
Fantastic.
talented.
They currently have another Holorust 2025 playlist.
Oh, thank God for you.
Of 130 videos. So
you're doing a
please
fucking service.
go check out Rylith, the Taco Eats delivery driver. They said, been watching the Rust streams religiously, mainly Vshojo. I'm also doing another big clip playlist again for it. Then Botan got into it, and I'm like, finally a person who can go against Bakura. I'm going to need to watch your playlist to catch up. Hollow Rust has been a giant thing. Everything else has been exploding around us.
Thank you so much for your fucking work, brother.
Yes, thank you.
Alicia. Not talked about enough this episode. Said, I was laughing like an idiot at your reaction to Schmingus Dingus.
I read this one. This comment made me
glad
very
you're
happy.
interested in Polish culture, Lamau. Thank you for the episode. Totally not staying up to watch the episode. And then she said something about, I replied and said, Poland has a lot of unique culture, which is cool. She said, next time I will talk about St. Andrew's Day. And now I'm curious. But I don't want to Google it. I want to be told about it.
We are hooked.
Din Wiesel said, I'm losing to Oshi, but finding myself renewed in spirit as they pass the torch to Auto Fister. Friendly reminder to enjoy the content as much as you can. Nothing is permanent, and that's very true.
A fucking man.
Thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
Trevor said, glad to see you guys back again in the office, though I miss Carlos's Fumo's vibing. But he has Fumo right
but
there.
they have yet to vibe.
I have to say this now. The Fumo in that video is a real thing. I have been waiting for Sega to release it. It got announced like a year ago, and I'm waiting for them to actually sell them. I want that thing.
Oh, amen. That's so funny to me.
It's amazing. Sam E said, other things that we didn't talk about last week were the Dato VU and Nami Sonic watch along, and the Ririka and Riona had an off-stream collab with Rika and a Ninja and a Vispo member, which is very cool. Thank you for keeping us updated about the JP stuff.
Mm-hmm. There's a concert that we'll be talking about next week.
Yep.
That I was going to do a write-up on it this week, ran out of time. It'll be next week.
Here you go. Hey Alaska said, thanks for the rare fleshy Alicia update. Always a pleasure. I honestly don't know how to interpret that, but thank you. Ziguro said there are many signs of Gura leaving. Didn't want to talk about them because it would make me a doomer. I hope the best for her in the future. She has provided so much. I always thought there would be a small chance that Cover would give her the IP, but her closing statement and song, and no wouldn't take it. Yeah, it's a tough place to be. I'm just we're gonna be talking about Gura next week, I'm sure. So.
Yep.
And then Cash said, important weather update. The sky is still falling. Yep. It really is.
You have no fucking idea.
Just hoping that please let Gura be like the cap on it.
Yeah, and that's again what they've been saying for the most part is that this is the end of this wave. Hopefully things will be okay for a while.
For maximum dramatic irony, hello next week. This is Cameron from Tuesday. Please stop.
And then Delphi said, as a Chumbud, I can say the core Chumbud fan base has A, pretty much seen this coming, B, has continued to support her anyway, and C, is quite sad, but mostly not upset or angry. Mm-hmm. There are absolutely haters and doomers around, but they're not the actual fans.
Fucking men. That's a healthy attitude.
Yeah. Everyone's going to feel their own emotions, and they're going to go through waves, and everyone's going to be upset in their own way. But for the most part, most people are just sad, and that's understandable. If you have comments you want to share with us, please feel free to down below on YouTube. You want updates, then you can check us out on Twitter at SuperChatsPod. We also have a Blue Sky. I forget it exists. I'm sorry. You want to chat with us? We have a Discord. That's probably the best way. Just hop on, links down below, and we're always happy when new people join in and hang out and talk about VTubers. There's an audio version of the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. Obviously, the video version on YouTube. Please review us so the algorithm likes us. 5-star reviews are always really appreciated. And please share us around if you like what you see.
Amen.
Yeah. Also, I found where the Spotify comments are.
Yay.
So we can check them now.
Oh, yeah. You need to show me how to do that.
You can now leave comments there.
Yay. Birthdays. May 3rd. Cersei Soulstorm from Idol. Happy birthday. May 5th. Machina Arena from Face Connect. Happy birthday.
May the 5th be with you.
And May 9th, Twin Tails and Indy. Happy birthday. That's all. See you next week.
Adios.
See ya.